Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS Method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome. And welcome back, KS family. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. Please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram. We saw in the last trading session the 90% probability that the Fed would increase the federal funds rate by 75 basis points. In response, the market rallied. The good news is it rallied over two key, very important levels on the S&P 500. One is 4,039, the other one 3,978. This actually creates a bit of stability inside the market because these two levels are likely to be very strong support levels. And we can see, for example, the S&P 500 just went on a rampage. Following in its footsteps, Bitcoin got pulled in the directional bias of the major stock market indices. And what are these particular levels? They're called Standfield Levels. One thing that a lot of people do, they analyze the chart based on recent price action. Standfield Levels, or SLs, they're actually drawn through all price action, and the S&P 500 dates back to 1872. These levels are very significant levels. They're not like somebody's just looked at this particular price action and said, oh, we got resistance here, we got support there. That's the entirety of the S&P 500, even though it's been around since 1872. With this in mind, this particular gap between 39.50 and 38.44 was very dangerous. We didn't have any support below there at all, and that was highly problematic. But we've seen a complete rallying in the market. Now, does this mean that the markets have repaired themselves and everything is fine now? One thing that we can actually do to answer that question is to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a highly volatile asset class, as is the entirety of crypto. And we can see crypto is under resistance. It's under multiple levels of resistance. But what we actually do notice here is Bitcoin is starting to come out from resistance. Does this mean it's all over? The bottom is in and it's nothing but sunny days ahead? I would suggest not so fast. We need to see how things play out. One thing is for sure, that the derivatives traders were totally taken by surprise by this big move up in the SPY. But what is the SPY? That's a financial product that effectively tracks the S&P 500 stock market index. In the past trading session, we saw the VIX fall down quite sharply, causing a rise in the Nasdaq 100. We saw that bond prices were basically coming up and then sold off. We saw bond yields just wavering around this particular resistance line, and we saw gold come up as the dollar came down. The dollar has been struggling to break through this 110 level, and we can see that it's got very strong support just underneath. We'll do a deeper dive on the dollar's SLs just a little bit later, and we can see that oil rallied up, but it's hit a resistance level, and we can see junk bonds starting to party. If you're trading gold, one thing that you might like to keep in mind, there's enormous resistance from the 1758 mark up to 1765, and when I mean enormous resistance, there's a lot of it. We're under resistance currently. Gold is trading at 1727, but there's resistance at 1731. The next support level is 1708. The next one below that, 1689. And these are SLs. They're formed from all of price's history on gold. In yesterday's episode, we talked about Bitcoin and the probability that we could see something like this. We had such a push up through resistance that could potentially create another kind of price action like this. What have we seen so far? Not too bad. It was really a lot of good follow through. What has happened now? We're just bumping up against this immediate short-term resistance, and we've got another resistance level above that, but we won't know the true structural support and resistance levels until we look at the Standfield levels. And this is where you see the Standfield levels come into their own. What you will actually witness here is that as Bitcoin is trading at 21,376, we've got a lot of resistance at that 21,540 mark, and that is actually rejecting price. One thing that is fantastic is that we've been able to get away from that Armageddon line. We don't want anything to do with that. Now we can think of two possible scenarios. Well, there's three actually, but two likely ones. We could get a retracement down to this very strong support level at 19,973, or we could actually push up over 21,540 and start to seek to get through 22,558. Always have your three-dimensional thinking at all times. One thing that you need to continuously do for your own professional development is seek to predict what is the market going to do in the next 24 hours. Is it going to go down, flat, or up? And you put that in the first letter of the BORSOG code. And then is the market, what do you think the probability is for the market to go against you, go flat, neutral, or go for you? And they all add up to 100%. And how synchronized in with the market do you feel? That's the third component of the BORSOG code. And well done to our beloved global family. Putting your BORSOG codes in means that you're getting better acquainted with the market. And the market loves that. It will reward you. And we have a fantastic global non-toxic family. Everybody's incredibly supportive. No matter what you do, always put down that BORSOG code. It's so very, very important. Remember, the markets will reward your knowledge and your emotional control as well. And when you're in the market, just start small and synchronize. When you feel that synchronization, then scale. If you feel that you're coming out of synchronization, if you're getting desynchronized, descale until you synchronize again. And BORSOG is rule 621, buy on red, sell on green. Please let me know your BORSOG code. It will be really interesting to think, will the market do something like this, come back to a support level? That would be around, for example, the 20,100 level. Or do we think that the market is going to actually attack this next resistance line at 22,139? Or do you think it could just plummet and go through that Armageddon line? Or actually shoot up and hit the previous Armageddon line, which would be a beautiful line for us to hit. Always have your three-dimensional thinking. Don't just get caught into one position. The stock market and crypto can be so incredibly frustrating. That's why we prime our mind for profitability through the CTKS creed. And the universe just means either the universe or God or Allah or Buddha or whatever you believe in. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities and life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. One thing that people often struggle with, what do you mean about probabilities, Ken? What's the probability of something? For example, if we're running into a deep structural smart money sell level at 21,540 and we're also up to short-term resistance, and you can see that just back here, will the probability that price goes through this be higher than the probability that price goes below it? Just for the intermediate term, please let me know in the comments. One thing to keep your eye on is the DXY. We know the DXY up around this level has had so much trouble getting through that 110,683 mark. And what did it do? It collapsed down to the next support level at 109,954, and then it just kept going to 108,850. And then what has it done? It's found support finally, but it's still under resistance. Just bear that in mind. These are dynamic, smart money buy and sell levels, these SLs or Standfield levels. They are formed from entire price history and the confluence in the CTKS method. And what we see, there's a lot of support down here, so it's not surprising the price is getting supported here. Not so much support up here in this 109, 200 to 109, 954 mark. But what do you actually notice here? In the background is Bitcoin. Bitcoin was plummeting as the dollar was rallying. The dollar came down, Bitcoin came up. The dollar really came down. Bitcoin just went on a party. Well done to all the BORSOGers, but the concept is, what is happening right now? The dollar, the DXY, the Dixie, is finding support. What does this mean? Please let me know in the comments. This is a critical part of your active learning. The more active learning you do, the more the market will actually reward you. And as crypto technical analysts, the first thing we do is to mark up our charts with the CTKS method. You can see just how valuable it is. Yes, it does take a while to do, but wow, it's powerful. Then we look outside the crypto markets so that we understand the dynamics at play globally. Then we come back inside the crypto market knowing that opportunities reset daily and finding the market's focus is the way. But before we buy or sell, we must master emotional control. When people do not master emotional control, emotions have mastered them. And that can be an enormous problem because the only real emotion that can master a person is fear. If you're living your life through fear and you're in the crypto market will eat you for breakfast. This is because the market actually penalizes fear. Fear leads to blame. Blame leads to anger. Anger leads to conflict. But fear is an expert at keeping hidden within a person's psyche. The only way that you can actually detect if you're living from fear or not is that it's easy to blame under fear. That's the inoculation that fear does. It makes you keep on looking outside when the problem is internal. When people get stuck in zone 1 and zone 2, the panic zone and the blame zone, it actually means that fear has a hold of their lives. And it's incredibly easy to be fearful when you put your hard-earned money on the line, especially when you lose it. Unfortunately, anybody hanging out in zone 1 and zone 2 will eventually wipe themselves out financially. Do whatever you can to get into zone 3 and zone 4. You get into zone 3 by learning, into zone 4 by positive excellence. It's incredibly expensive in so many ways to stay inside zone 1 and zone 2. There were so many incredible comments in yesterday's video. I'm actually going to talk about them tomorrow. But I just want to thank each and every one. It's just wonderful, the insights in our community. Incredible. And overcoming blame is a critically important thing to do. Living a life from blame is a very, very destructive life. Rule 750 is blame always destroys. Blame is a nightmare to live with. Please reach out and let me know through the comments, how do you deal with blame? And we'll read those out tomorrow. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. We can see the shorts were getting absolutely and utterly crushed, but now the shorts are coming back with a vengeance and the longs are also coming out. You can see that rounding pattern. What's happening to price? Negative attention. I've just zoomed in there so you can see it a little bit more effectively. You can see how actually the market created a short squeeze, and now that the shorts are coming back into the market, they're actually liquidating the longs. Let's check out the liquidations. Total liquidations were 284.44 million across the past 24 hours and across 91,651 traders. That's quite high, so much higher than yesterday. And when you look across the past 24 hours in total liquidations, about 70% were short. The past 12 hours, 60%, so it's decreasing rate. The past 4 hours, it's flipped the other way, 59% long. and the past hour 73% long. It looks like the shorts are gathering momentum to liquidate the longs now. Let's have a look at how the day has played out. Well, let's have a look at yesterday. We can see so many short liquidations, just an absolute barrage of them. In the past 24 hours, the global crypto market cap has increased 1.7% to $1.05 trillion. In the top 100, Luna's having a party, up 183.5%. USTC, the not-so-stable coin, is up nearly 60%. Raven coin up a little over 16%. Steppen 8.65% up. Waves 6.7% up. The greatest losers over the past 24 hours: Luna Classic, Terra Classic, Luna C down 17%, Ape down 4.37%, Solana 3.33% down, SHIB 5.3% down, and Chainlink 2.4% down. Enhancing your pattern recognition skills is incredibly important, and we can see Ethereum aligned with Bitcoin's gravitational pull when Bitcoin sold off, and it's taken off ever since. Well done, Ethereum. Binance Coin pretty much doing the same, but you can see ETH is stronger. ADA has just been realistically following Bitcoin's gravity. The same thing with XRP. Solana moving in alignment, Doge moving in alignment but a little bit stronger, DOT moving in alignment but showing a bit of strength at the moment, and Matic, well done. By tomorrow I will have narrowed down the first recipient of the partial masterclass scholarship. And if you don't get the first and you've applied, you may well get the second or the third. Just like in life, your dedication, persistence, and commitment is what is rewarded, and I'm exactly like that. That's what I look for. Life will independently reward you on the level of positive excellence that you bring to the world, to the community, each and every day. When fear rules a person's emotional state, blame is there, front and center. Blame will not permit any form of kindness. Blame sees kindness as a weakness. Blame instead creates toxicity. Toxicity robs people of inner peace and outer peace. It steals happiness, meaning, and fulfillment. And what's more important, the market absolutely punishes blame, because blame prevents learning, and the prevention of learning is the thing that costs you. Blame also hides the consequences of actions. When people get caught up in blame, they get very, very angry, and they act out without knowledge or even any form of understanding of the consequences that will come naturally. That's why the focus on inner and outer peace is so incredibly important. And if you don't have inner peace and outer peace, the market will mercilessly take your money. It's very, very costly not to have inner peace and outer peace. You can say that the market is such a complex beast. It actually knows your emotional state, and it will punish you financially if it's not the correct one. I'd like to thank the very kind and generous community members who've reached out and bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/CryptoTradingKS. Thank you so much, MH Crypto, because what MH says, our commitment to understanding and eventually mastering this complex beast of a market, wow, that's fantastic. That's what it's all about. Thank you, my friend. And thank you, Joe, and Dan, and Bluebird Cafe. And thank you, Crypto Turtle. BORSOG trading is the best method to trade this crazy market. And thank you, Di, and someone, and Tanya, and TSP. TSP said, the CTKS methodology, the ability to mark up charts the correct way and understand the trend, allowed me to deleverage out of some hodl positions quite a while back and also rebalance my portfolio, allowing me to sit on dry powder even if I buy back into those positions. Well done, my friend. And thank you also, Miles and me. Very nice. And thank you to everyone. It's just so beautiful of you. As a Coffee Club member, you can come up to the posts and see the 14 videos I've put out. Each video explains a rule in deeper depth, and we have so many rules. And I always try to make those videos very, very current to what is actually going on inside the market. The major thing when you're trading and investing, always keep your eyes on these SLs. They will give you so much value. They are literally smart money buy and sell levels, and they change each day. Doing your BORSOG code will give you an idea as to where you feel the market will head in the next 24 hours. And with everything in life, always understand that you control the trade, but the market controls the return. The market doesn't know you and never will. But the market does know if you have fear, and it will penalize you for that. So you want systems. And the only way that you can get systems is through knowledge. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as part of our globally extended KS family. If you have family or friends who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. And please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram. Also, thank you very much to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global family. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use, and links to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass and the scholarship application. I just wanted to point out something here. This is the stablecoin sector of the crypto universe, and have a check at this USDC. It's doing really well as a stablecoin. Please let me know what you think about that. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.